What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today when I talk to you about SoFi, I want to go over some of the current data points, what shorts are doing, and just go over generally what SoFi's big problem is right now. Before I get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So right now, SoFi is down 1.22%, a very volatile day. So 724 the high, 690 is the low. So we're kind of borderline at the daily low, but 39.5 million shares have been traded, 45.5 is the average. So even though on paper the volume looks good, technically big money is still overlooking SoFi. And this has been something I've been saying constantly since SoFi's earnings. Just the fact that big money could not give two shits about SoFi. Pardon my French. So these are some of the transactions that have occurred on the secondary market above $100,000. So this is extremely low. But once I go over what shorts are doing, it's going to be a little bit more of an additional red flag. But aside from that, today there's been no official news, no SEC filings, nothing along those lines. So it has been relatively quiet coming from SoFi. But normally, when a stock is selling off as much as it is, such as right now, you would assume that shorts are doubling the hell down, but not in this case. So right now, shorts are actually returning 782,000 shares. 20.23% of the free float is being shorted. It works out to be 200.8 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average 1.04%, utilization 88.75. So in case you guys don't know, by shorts returning 782,000, that means they are adding buying pressure. So imagine how much worse it would be if shorts did double the hell down. So they are taking advantage of the fact that nobody wants to buy SoFi. And plus, there's a lot of things that could come out over the weekend. So they're just trying to take advantage and close out some shares. But still, this does signal that nobody is buying SoFi. And it is very unfortunate. Even myself though, and I know a lot of you are in the same kind of scenario, because just on social media, like a lot of people did sell right here. And even myself, I did sell a good about 70% of my position. So I sold around 10,000 shares. And you know what? It just comes down to the fact that I do not see any short-term catalyst, no reasons why SoFi is going to go up. It is going to touch lower lows potentially before it even breaks out, which is unfortunate because as I said in my video yesterday, and why I actually even cover SoFi, is I see a lot of upside. It's just, especially based on their last earnings, yeah, the numbers were good, but they didn't really give any reason for anyone to buy this quarter. Like, what is the next big catalyst? There's nothing really. And that's what the market is really favoring. As you can kind of see what happened with Tesla. Their numbers were crap, but they gave good future guidance. SoFi did kind of the complete opposite. So it's a very unfortunate scenario, and I'm still going to be monitoring it, but I do feel it is going to continue to trend down, and especially big money overlooking SoFi, it's not going to have those good support levels that you have once saw in the past. So I do feel that it is going to continue to trend down. $4.92 million in calls being purchased though today, 1.67 million in puts. Sentiment wise, very evenly divided. So 46% of all the options being done today are bearish, which isn't necessarily the best, but of the call options that are being purchased, you do see a consensus for it to be above around 7 to 750, and then looking at the puts, you do see a consensus for it to be sub around 650. So risk versus reward somewhat now evenly divided, so again, something to kind of consider. And just to look at the quick walls right here, so this is all the open interest. So this is why, once again, market makers just wanted to manipulate SoFi below $7 because they didn't want to have any of these options exercised. So 36,000 at the 7, 45 at the 750, 60,000 at the 8. So without, I know I kind of sound like I'm repeating myself, but without institutions physically buying SoFi, shorts will be able to easily manipulate SoFi however the hell they want. Same with market makers. So you need, I don't know if it will take for SoFi to trend down, that way it'll get more of an appealing price point for institutions to get back in, or whether it's they're waiting for rate cuts. I'm not really sure, but big money definitely is not looking at SoFi. So what's your thoughts on that in the comments below? Right now with it at $6.91, it is just simply trading between this S1 and the pivot. So $6.60 would be that next strong support. So once again, you might see that touched in the next or possibly rolling over into next week. And then vice versa, $7.11 will be that next strong resistance, which it kind of was flirting with initially until that news, Apple earnings, and then obviously the optimism associated to rate cuts just caused it to propel higher. But still, $7.11 will be that next strong target for investors to really watch for. But aside from that though, on the actual chart itself, so it is lower percentile of the Bollinger Band, very oversold. So as I said, when it was right here, the first sign of weakness, whether it be for the future guidance or whatever aspect was going to be interpreted as negative, you were going to see a pullback as a result. So as of that sell-off right here, that has reset the technical. So of course that's somewhat of a good thing, but now what needs to happen is SoFi needs to really incentivize buying. So this is where SoFi needs to put out some pieces of news. Hopefully, I think one thing that they could have really done, especially with NBA kind of running to a conclusion, how beneficial was that? Give us some stats. A lot of SoFi investors are fairly intelligent, and including myself, we're very statistical. And so just show us some charts. How beneficial was the NBA? Like obviously by people signing up through the NBA, they have to track it some way, right? So I feel like that would be one very good stat that could come out, again, showing good member growth and the fact that their marketing is truly working. That could be something good for SoFi, but up until something like that happens, it's just going to stay stagnant. But even though institutions aren't buying, you do see retail buying, so based on the momentum indicator. So let me know your thoughts on SoFi. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And let me know, have you been buying? Did you take advantage of this spike today and sell? I do see a lot of people on social media saying that they did sell. So if you are one of those individuals, let me know. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. And with all that, appreciate all of you watching.